Welcome back to another segment of Kicking It with Kenneth. I'm here again with my good friend Jose. You pronounce the last name?
Villegas.
Oh, right. And last time we met, right, we got a little bit. We actually covered, imprisonment of the mind.
Yeah, emotional
prisoner. I'm
right.
sorry, forgive me.
It's okay,
and,
same thing, just
backwards. Same thing, just backwards, right? And we had a few minutes to touch on mental salvation, right? If you will, I'd like to just cut right into mental salvation. Give me your theory, ideology, and or philosophy on mental salvation. We touched on it a little bit, so kind of remind the people where we left off at, if you can.
Yeah, well, see, really, it's hard to separate, even though I wrote a book called Emotional Prisoner and Mental Salvation. They're really both parts of the same thing. Because really, they really got to work together.
You read them,
you read them. Yeah, they really both. Mental salvation came after emotional prisoner because I realized that not only was I an emotional prisoner, I also had mental problems.
Okay.
See, and they treated my mental problem with medication, so that let me know that the mental problem had to be something to do with my feelings too.
Okay.
Because you're treating depression with pills that change my serotonin. See, all that's connected, man.
Right.
It's a circle, man.
Right.
But who's the one that
Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Ask you, in terms of the medication piece, did you find some balance through the medication, or did you find more frustration through the medication?
Best thing I ever did.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about
I did
that.
4 years on my medication. If I hadn't done my medication, I wouldn't have been stable enough to get this far.
Okay.
See, I don't have no problem with medication, just the problem don't make it a lifetime thing.
Okay.
See, work on yourself. You don't have to stay on medication, but if you need medication, go get it.
Right.
Let me tell you something about my community.
Okay.
Most of my community don't like to be known as crazy. Okay. We usually the last one that know it. Everybody else know we crazy because they say our behavior.
Right.
And I knew I need medication. I remember talking to people in my family. They was like, "Nah, you don't need no medication. No, you don't know my. Yeah, you don't know my.
Take you down, see Miss Rudolph.
Yeah, we gonna pray on you. We gonna rub you down.
Take you down, see Miss Rudolph. Yeah. And give you some tussin.
Yeah, we gonna hook you up. We gonna hook you up. But I said, you know something?
Right.
When I was so depressed that I would lose jobs because I couldn't get up and call in.
Okay.
I used to sit on the sofa so long that leaves would grow under my truck because I would isolate my whole family. I wouldn't even let them in. After a while, they would just be passing through the houses waving at me, and I'm sitting on the sofa. It got so bad.
How did that affect your family?
So I never
noticed?
I never noticed because I have a wife that gonna go on with her life.
Right.
She ain't gonna sit around and wait for me to get up.
Talk about your partner, man. Talk about because we talked a little in the last segment. We was talking about the fact that your wife had to leave after the first book for you,
right,
and she came back, right. How does your salvation, mental salvation, tie into your relationship, right? And how, or if at all, that was some inspiration for writing, your books.
As a matter of fact, what happens a lot of times is that if you sick, you're gonna make other people sick.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. The other person don't realize they sick too if they living with you.
Because they think that's the norm.
That's
the norm of abnormality, right?
And not counting their own baggage they come in with. Because remember, we get in a relationship with the baggage we see. We don't.
Same face. Look, different face, same
baggage. Same baggage.
Yes, sir.
See, a lot of times you can't say I was a person keep picking a bad person. I wouldn't be able to see a good one.
Exactly.
Even if I got a good one, I'm gonna turn them into a bad one to make them leave.
Exactly.
Because of who because anything that show up in the experience that stimulates, I'm going into protect mode.
Right.
I'm gonna start protecting myself, right? So my wife is really a good person, but it's hard to give somebody something you live with every day. So I had to demonstrate it.
That's deeper than most. Man, get into that because see, some people miss that. I ain't missed that. I ain't missed it. Break that up for me.
Let me tell you something, man.
It's all about that. Because see, this is all the process of salvation.
See, if you get better, then everybody else benefit from it. See, I was committed to self-development. I was really trying to. See, I used to go to the store and buy 2 books, but my wife not a reader, so I realized I can't make her read.
Okay.
So I decided I must buy one and save my money. But here's what I'm getting at.
Right?
She may not need to read to get where she's going.
Okay.
I just need to know where I'm going.
Okay.
My life was in so much pain that everyday activity was a struggle for me.
Okay.
So I need to work on me. So a lot of times as I'm working on me, I'm noticing your sickness.
Okay.
Now here's the danger when you get better and the other person ain't coming with you. You begin to hold it against them.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
exactly.
and that's why, so you know I got insight to
yeah.
I'm the guinea pig in my life.
Right.
Everything
right,
I'm telling you,
right,
I'm living.
Right, you the gerbil. Right.
Just like if I want to tell my wife something, and I don't want her reaction to steal what I'm saying, I think about how I'm going to say it to slow her reaction down.
Right, right.
Now, I don't do that all the
Control.
time now.
Is that
no,
control?
I don't know.
Is that control?
No, catch this. I don't do it all the time.
Okay.
Because it's too much work.
For
Only
who?
do for me.
Okay. All right.
I only, because that means I got to think a lot. I don't like a lot of thinking. Man, you must have, man, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Mental salvation. I'm trying to get free from thinking.
Right.
Too much thinking would drive you crazy.
Touch on that point. Too much thinking, because see, understand, and I understand a little bit about having to have some certain chemical imbalances, if you will, right, and needing something to control to bring that balance back. One of those things being, right, controlling those racing thoughts that most people get who have a chemical imbalance. Don't want to get into all the chemistry of it or how it's formulated. Right. But because of the fact that some of us have a tendency to just have things just jumping around, which is why a lot of people can't sleep, don't realize it.
I used to be that way. That's why I know it.
Okay.
Here's what I'm getting at. Here's what I'm realizing more than anything. I know why meditation slows the mind down.
Okay.
Because you get out of stimulation and the mind ain't got nothing to react to.
Okay.
Think about that now. See
they
the
call
mind.
Reuptake. Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't go doctorate on
You know
it.
what I'm saying? Don't do that.
Because I'm trying to make it late.
I had a moment.
But
I had a moment.
Yeah, I seen that. See, meditation slows the mind down, but living in the moment slows you down.
Okay.
That's different.
Okay.
What's the difference? See, learning to live in the moment, you want your mind to be active.
Okay.
So you learning to be still while there's movement.
Okay.
See, in meditation, I'm trying to stop the movement.
Okay. So is meditation part of other mental salvation, or did you?
I don't meditate no more.
Okay, but that ain't what I asked you, right? Was that part of the process?
I started with it.
Okay.
But I didn't.
Okay.
I couldn't. I didn't. It was too busy.
Okay. Too busy
for me.
Okay. Boom. Now, although I know we're really not digging real deep into
right.
a lot of what you've written, because time is of the essence.
Right.
All right. Now that we found some salvation, right, in terms of identifying what's going on, right? I've already kind of separated myself from what the prisons are, or the prisms, if you will, are. And now I've moved forward to some salvation and finding some ways and means, right, to try to cultivate what my salvation needs to be. How do we do that? And let's try to segue it or parallel that in terms of cultivation.
Yeah, I'm glad, because really, and before we jump to with that, I want to say something with the meditation piece, because I don't want people to think I'm talking about meditation, because I know people who actually got a whole lot better using it, who were able to sit hours in it. Right. What I'm really getting people to understand is,
was Buddha one of those people?
He probably was, why his stomach was big, but he sit too long. Sitting to kill you.
Oh man.
yeah. But
you gotta move around.
You gotta move around.
Right.
So meditation works when if you got a racing mind. That's what I really wanted to say.
Yeah.
If you got to, and now the key to meditation is you got to sit through the race. Because the mind gonna still be racing.
I like that.
If you can just hold on until it stops. See, because what it's doing is the mind is trying to grab on something to react to, so it'll start reacting on stuff you need to do.
Right, and you really don't need.
You don't need to do it. Now it be man, you be sitting there quietly. It be talking about your bills, and you need to go pick the kid up.
That raises a point for me, and I just need to interject real quick. I'm gonna let you go out. Is that a lot of us get what we consider bored, but we can't differentiate between what's boredom and what peace is. And I think in
like
terms
that.
of salvation,
I got peace
mental
now.
salvation,
Right.
is that I can separate. Like, man, I ain't supposed to be doing nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
see, we'll create things to do because we think we bored. No, this is your moment of peace and serenity.
Exactly.
Embrace it, right? So I think,
Exactly.
and that's what I got when,
Right.
you know, when I read the book. I was like, oh yeah, okay. You know, I kind of knew it, but now I can actually practice it.
Because now you know I'm living, I'm teaching, I'm taking you to the moment.
Exactly.
We're always in the moment, but we've never been taught how to live in it.
Okay.
That's different.
Got you.
Most of us live in the moment in reactivity.
Okay.
Meaning we'll go through our whole day reacting to everything we feel and think, and then come to an AA meeting at 7:30 and talk about it. But we done went through the whole, we done went through all these experiences and ain't noticed our behavior. Why? Because when we understand that, first of all, we live in our bodies, right?
Okay.
Because I'm spiritually in my body, I have to experience my physical experience through my mind and emotions.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
some like to call it perception. The reason I don't call it perception, I call it a filter.
Okay.
I call
Because
it a spirit.
perception is oftentimes wrong.
No, that's not why I say it. Here's what I
Okay.
mean.
Go ahead.
Here's
Yeah,
why I
yeah,
call it
enlighten me,
perception.
enlighten me.
Here's why I don't use the word perception. Perception almost mean I can't do nothing about it. It's almost mean like it's a part of me.
Okay.
It's me, my
Okay.
perception. Well, how do I change my perception?
Okay.
See what I'm getting at?
Okay.
Now, when I call it a filter, then it feels like it's not me.
Okay.
Because your perception is not you. It's been given to you.
Right. Through your experience.
Through your experiences,
Exactly.
right?
Okay.
But here's the key. If I'm in my body, if I understand the first thing that's going to happen is I'm always in the moment, my experience is always changing.
Okay.
See how I put that?
Exactly.
I'm always in the moment.
Right.
My experiences are always
Okay.
changing.
I got you. I got you.
And every experience generates its own feelings and thoughts. Okay?
Can't control it. Can't control the
You can't
thought.
control them. Now catch
But I
this
can
now.
do what. Go ahead.
Now
Go ahead.
catch
Go ahead.
this. If I
ain't gonna
lose
take
it, if I lose it.
I ain't gonna take it from you.
If I lose it.
Go ahead. Go
Look,
ahead.
look. Now, if every experience generating its own feelings and thoughts, right?
Yeah.
And I'm experiencing the feelings and thought and not actually the experience,
Right.
then my feelings and thought gonna begin to create my life.
Okay.
See, now here's how I get mental salvation. I begin to wait till I get to the experience before I make a decision, regardless of what my mind
Exactly.
says, or
'Cause my
regardless
mind
of what I
already
feel.
playing
Exactly,
tricks on me,
it playing
right?
tricks on me. I
Right.
told you when I was in
Right.
the chair,
Right.
my mind was telling me to say something smart to the ball because he said something to me.
You said something. And also it was you have quite a few barbering experiences.
Yeah, I learned a lot in the
Another one-
barber.
Another one was that you were on your way to the barber shop, right? And your mind told you, well, it's Friday.
You remember
Right?
that one, huh?
Go, you
remember that one?
Yeah, yeah. Go to that. Go to
Oh,
that.
that was. You know? Do you know something, man? That
You have a lot of experiences going to the barber shop. though.
I have a lot. Well, I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of. I go. That's probably the only place I go. But I have. But
Okay.
I don't go. I don't go out. No, I don't do a whole
Right,
lot,
right,
man, because I
right,
just
right.
ain't me no more.
Right.
But here's the
You ain't
experience.
him no more.
Well, I never was. I just didn't know it.
Okay.
Because the real
still
you.
me. You still me. You just want him. You
Yeah,
just ain't him.
yeah, just like
Okay,
like
okay.
I said, my hand, my arm.
Okay.
Who is the mind that it belongs to?
Okay. Me.
The spiritual you, right?
exactly.
We always talk in third person, but
Right.
we don't even know who the person
Right.
we're talking about.
Right.
And so,
But he always talking to us.
Exactly.
Oh, see, we done confused.
oh
people
man, don't
today,
start
man.
now. Don't start now. Here's the key. Here's the key
Go
before I
ahead,
get
man.
off of this.
Go
You
ahead,
want
man.
that
Go ahead.
barbershop one?
Yeah. Yeah. I want
If
the
I
barber
understand
shop.
I'm in my body limits my spirit in distance. Catch that now.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
how
I
much,
got that. I
how
got
far
that.
I can know something.
Okay.
For instance, we in this building, but I can't tell you what's gonna happen, what's happening in the hallway.
Exactly.
Until my body takes my
me-
spirit in the hallway, then I
Exactly.
can see.
Exactly.
If I'm upstairs and my daughter playing in the basement, I gotta take my body, gotta take my spirit to the basement.
Okay.
Then I wanna know what's happening upstairs now.
Because I'm only speculating until I get there, right?
Right, well, because the body limits the. Why you think God can't be in the body?
Okay.
Because if God was in the body, he would have to go to school. How gonna be God and have to go to school? Because the body creates ignorance.
Okay.
Because remember, we made in the spiritual image of God. God is all knowing. We totally ignorant.
Right. Right.